With the third pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Scoot Henderson.
Steal into the hands of...
He's incredibly aggressive. He can put the ball in the hole. He's got a handle. He can get to the lane anytime he wants to.
What happens when a teenage prodigy meets the unforgiving reality of the NBA? Scoot Henderson entered the league with sky-high expectations. Some even whispered he was a generational talent right alongside Victor Wembanyama. He was confident, fearlessly telling reporters before the draft, "Yeah, I think I should go number one. I know I'm going to go number one." That's the kind of unshakable self-belief Scoot carried. The Portland Trail Blazers made him the third overall pick in 2023, envisioning him as the franchise's next superstar. At just 19 years old, Scoot was handed the keys to a kingdom once ruled by Damian Lillard. A massive responsibility for a kid barely out of high school. Could he live up to the hype, or was the pressure going to break him? From the start, Scoot's journey was anything but ordinary. At 17, he skipped college to battle grown men in the G League, becoming the youngest pro in league history. He didn't just hold his own, he thrived, dropping 28 points and 9 assists in a showcase against Wembanyama's team. Suddenly, scouts and fans were buzzing that the 2023 draft had 2 can't-miss phenoms, not just one. Portland couldn't believe their luck when Scoot fell to them at number 3. With Lillard soon traded and a rebuild underway, the Blazers' message was clear: Scoot Henderson is our future. But with great expectations come great pressure. Overnight, Scoot went from playing in small gyms to being an NBA franchise savior. Imagine stepping onto the court as a teenager, hearing 20,000 fans hoping you're the next superstar. Would you be ready? Scoot thought he was. He had trained with the best, even doing workouts with Stephen Curry before the draft. Where Steph casually sank 60 straight three-pointers in front of him. That left Scoot's eyes wide in awe. Steph's trainer had to tell him, "Don't worry, this isn't normal." That experience fueled Scoot's hunger. He soaked up wisdom from Curry, sharpened his shot, and prepared mentally for the leap. By the time draft night came, Scoot and those around him truly believed greatness was coming. So what could go wrong? In the NBA, reality hits hard. Scoot's rookie season did not go according to plan. The challenges came early and often. In his very first summer league game, he injured his shoulder, a bad omen. 5 games into the regular season, an ankle injury knocked him out again. The best ability is availability, and Scoot didn't have it at first. When he was on the court, the growing pains were obvious. His shot wouldn't fall, he shot barely 32% from 3. Turnovers piled up, among the worst rates in the league for anyone playing regular minutes. The confident kid who expected to vie for the Rookie of the Year suddenly looked lost. Even when healthy, Scoot struggled to adjust to the speed and complexity of the NBA game. He'd drive to the rim with his trademark explosiveness, only to miss layups against towering defenders. In fact, he finished barely half of his attempts at the rim, a rate in the bottom 5% of the league. Each miss, each mistake chipped away at his confidence. As the season review put it, "You don't set out to contend for Rookie of the Year, struggle like he did, and be completely unaffected by it." Scoot felt those struggles. The swagger we saw on draft night was fading under the weight of defeat. And of course, the outside noise grew louder. This kid, who was hyped as the next big thing, was now averaging a modest 12 to 14 points with shaky efficiency. Critics started to mutter the dreaded bust word. Fans wondered if Portland had bet their future on a mirage. Imagine being 19, logging onto social media and seeing posts calling you one of the most disappointing players in the league. It happened. The whispers were everywhere. Was Scoot Henderson overrated? Yet inside the Blazers organization and in Scoot's heart, there was a refusal to give up. Scoot later admitted that he had to learn to block out the noise. "I learned that I don't have to listen to whatever people are saying. That I'm strong, I'm a young point guard, but that's not gonna affect who I am," he said after that tough first year. Year 2 brought a new chapter, and with it, glimpses of the star Scoot could become. It didn't happen all at once. The first couple of months were a slow ramp up, but as 2025 arrived, something clicked. Suddenly, the flashes of brilliance began to outshine the mistakes. In one electric stretch mid-season, Scoot went on a tear.
Went outside to Henderson, he'll raise for 3.
Instead of coming back in a man-to-man defense, the Blazers
lead tonight. tees up a triple here.
averaging about 25 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds over a 4-game span while shooting lights out. For a week, he was dominating games the way everyone hoped he would. It was as if the training wheels finally came off. This is what a breakout in progress looks like. His confidence started to return with each strong game. Perhaps the best example came on January 14, 2025. That night, Scoot exploded for a career-high 39 points against the Brooklyn Nets, draining 8 3-pointers in the process. He came out on fire. The crowd at Moda Center was on its feet as the teenager couldn't miss. It was a statement performance. Scoot was reminding the world just how talented he was. The doubters were suddenly quiet, at least for a moment. Was this the same kid that people were calling a bust? Importantly, it wasn't just one hot night. Over the final stretch of the season, Scoot consistently raised his level. In fact, in his last 14 games of Year 2, he put up roughly 19 points, 8 assists, and 2 steals per game. His 3-point shooting, once a glaring weakness, improved remarkably, climbing from about 32% as a rookie to around 35 to 36% in his second year. During January, he was even hitting 42% of his threes, showing off a smoother shooting form and confident stroke. All those extra hours in the gym, those Curry-inspired shooting drills, were paying off. Scoot's growth wasn't only in the numbers. You could see it in his poise. He started reading defenses better, making the right pass instead of forcing a bad shot. Teammates and coaches noticed that Henderson was playing with more control, more swagger, and lifting others up as a floor general. The raw talent that made him a top pick was finally blending with a hard-earned experience. This is the stage when a young player figures out how to be a pro, and Scoot was figuring it out. Each dazzling drive or clutch assist was a preview of the star he can become. The embers of a breakout were flickering to life. Behind the scenes, Scoot remained his own toughest critic and biggest believer. He remembered what it felt like to struggle, and he used it as fuel. "I learned that I can get over the hump," he said. The question on everyone's mind is, will the real Scoot Henderson please stand up? Now, as we stand on the verge of a new season, there's a growing feeling in Portland around the league that Scoot Henderson's breakout season is imminent. All the ingredients are finally there. The talent was never in doubt. Scoot still has that binding first step, the explosive athleticism, the court vision that made scouts fall in love. But now he also has experience. He's taken the lumps and learned hard lessons from 2 seasons of ups and downs. He's adjusted to the pace of the NBA. He's turned weaknesses into improving strengths, especially that jump shot and decision making. And perhaps most importantly, his confidence is back. Historically, this is the trajectory that many great guards follow. Star point guards often need a couple of years before they truly erupt, especially when they enter the league as teenagers. Darius Garland, for example, had a rocky start in the NBA but became an all-star in the 3rd season at 22. De'Aaron Fox took even longer. He blossomed into an all-star in his 5th year. The point is, progress takes time, and Scoot is right on schedule. In fact, many people have compared Scoot's development curve to those players, noting that his Year 2 was quietly on par with what Garland or Fox did at 20 years old. One NBA scout put it simply: Henderson is still on track to potentially become Portland's much-needed all-star solution. We're past the point of Scoot being some bust or anything like that. In other words, the best is yet to come. The Blazers organization certainly believes it. They've doubled down on Scoot as a centerpiece of their future. The roster has been shaped to let him take charge. Surrounded by other young talents like Shaedon Sharpe who can grow alongside him, Portland's front office even sat Scoot in the final game of the season, after he had a brilliant performance in the game before, just to let him end on a high note and carry that momentum into the next season. They know that a confident Scoot Henderson, brimming with self-belief, can be a game changer. Every indication from coaches is that Scoot showed up to training camp more motivated than ever, eager to silence any remaining critics. By all accounts, he's been putting in the work, refining his shooting form, studying film, getting stronger. He's preparing to storm the league in Year 3. So, here we are. The stage is set, the storm is brewing. The struggles of yesterday have only made the story more compelling. Scoot Henderson hasn't been the superstar we were promised. Not yet, but that's about to change. All the signs point toward a young player on the cusp of putting it all together. The growing skills, the hard-won maturity. It's like watching a rubber band being pulled back, building tension. You know that at some point, it's gonna snap forward with tremendous force. That's Scoot right now, ready to snap forward and explode. And when this breakout season arrives, those early struggles will make the triumph even sweeter. You're about to witness a storm in Portland.